All right. Hey, man. I really like that intro. But hey, this is Terry with NSPH TV Paranormal Podcast. What is going on? Hey, it just went off again. Let's hide that. Go away. I don't know what happened. But anyway, I don't know what happened. But man, my internet has been acting crazy down here in Texas. Hey, I don't know if it's the aliens are trying to communicate with me. I don't know.
You're trying to
But
get in here.
yeah, hey man, you know what? I've really been thinking about starting a UFO team because Texas has really became a hotspot for all this weird stuff that's going on. But hey, let's forget about me for a minute. Introduce yourselves to the world, guys.
All right, I'm Courtney with Hill City Paranormal, lead investigator and data analyst.
I'm Sean, co-lead investigator and equipment tech.
All right. Oh man, tell me a little bit about your team, man. What are you guys doing over there in Virginia?
Well, right now we have about 5 people, six
Okay.
I think,
Six total.
six total. And what started it was Courtney and I used to go out the old school way with the
Ah,
cell phone and the flashlight. I know you.
that's
I'm
all.
sure
Hey.
you. And to be honest with you, we still use some of that technology to this day. The best stuff we've gotten has actually been with a cell phone and a flashlight. To be honest with you, I
Okay.
have some amazing equipment, but the cell phone seems to be number one for some reason. Um, and I think you probably could relate to that. Um, but we have Carrie. She's usually does the camera work for us. She does multiple things. With us, her husband Chuck, he comes along. He's also the bass player in my band. He comes along and he usually does the perimeter work with the EMF. We try to debunk everything before we post any evidence. We try to keep it as real as possible.
Exactly.
We got Rhonda. She does a little bit of everything as well. Am I missing? I don't want to leave
Yep.
nobody out.
We've got,
Yeah.
we actually have a junior on our team. Her name is Naya. She will be 15 actually in October, and she operates our spirit box.
Oh wow.
So we do the old Estes method with her, where she wears the headphones, covers her eyes, and then she can't hear us. We've got noise canceling headphones on her, and she rocks it. I can't even lie. Spirit boxes sometimes can frustrate people because
Yep.
of all the chatter, and the noise, the white noise.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
She is amazing with it. So that is her 100% sole job.
She catches it really well. Me, I miss some stuff, but she catches it pretty well.
Well, you
She's
know
my
what?
daughter, by the way.
Okay, cool. All right. Hey, man, up and coming paranormal investigators, man, the ones that are going to take it over into the next generation. Hey, I think that's a great idea. I really do.
Oh yeah.
Because one thing I know about this field that we're in, we always talk about it. It's ever evolving. You know,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's ever evolving. So one thing tomorrow's brand new something else. So
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
right.
You're right about
yeah,
that.
man. So, okay, I'm gonna come at you right now, right? I'm gonna come at
Bring
you
it
right
on.
now, man. I'm be honest with you. The brothers ain't too many of us in this field. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When we were kids, man, we were always told to run away from stuff that we can't explain. My grandmother always told me, "Hey, man, grandson, if you see something you can't explain, you run away from it." You know what I'm saying? So, how did you become a paranormal investigator from your own sense? What made you get involved in this after, our history of being told, to avoid certain things, as we were growing up?
Well, I've always been a weird guy anyway. So it started when I was young. My parents never raised me to run from anything. They always raised me to face all my fears. And my parents raised me very different. And like where most kids got kept from a lot of stuff, my dad exposed me to a lot of stuff at a very young age. So like the horror movies that most parents won't let their kids watch, I was watching them from early as I can remember 5 and up. I was watching Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, and I was always fascinated by it. And then a movie came out, I think it was called The Entity, and I was like, whoa, what is that? And then I was like, well, that's not real. Ghosts aren't real. You know, I would tell myself that, but then I'd sleep with the light on. Around that same young age of being 5 or 6, my aunt passed away. She was like 92, 93. And I remember my grandmother had her friends over, and this was a different time in our generation. I think you can relate, where you, as a kid, you were seen, not heard, or heard, not seen, or something like that. Right. So I was in the hallway playing with my Ninja Turtles, and I remember this vividly. And lightning had flashed, a thunderstorm had came in, and my aunt was standing there in front of me. And it wasn't a see-through apparition. It wasn't nothing crazy. It was just, she was standing there, and she was wearing a white dress and pearls. And so I didn't tell nobody for a while. And I told my grandma, I said, hey, what was Nana buried in? I didn't go to the funeral. I didn't see what she was wearing in her casket. My grandma told me that's what she was buried in. And she was like, well, how did you know that? And I said, well, I saw her standing in the hallway. And it was quick. It was like lightning flash. That was the only time I've ever seen like that, something like that before. And even all the years I've been investigating. So that's always fascinated me. And again, I've lived in, that house was built in like the 1830s. Oh, wow. A lot of family history in that house. A lot of people died in that house. A lot of family of mine have seen paranormal activity in that house. I lived in that house for a while, even as an adult. And I've just never been afraid, but I've always been curious, if that makes sense.
Okay. Now, do you
I'm more afraid of people than I am paranormal.
Right. Do you guys still own that house to this day?
You know, it's a sad situation, but my family just let that house go before I could get my hands on it.
What? You gotta be kidding.
I ride by it, and sometimes I shed a tear.
So who owns it now?
We're actually looking into that. It's a preacher that just got it. He bought it. I think he's a preacher. I think he bought that house for back taxes for like a low amount of money. So. Right.
Well, hey, don't worry about it, man, because they're gonna be calling you.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna be calling you. Oh, yeah. You know? Hey, another thing that stood out about you guys is the name of the town that you live in.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit to the audience on what exactly Lynchburg?
So, despite what people think, I'll go ahead and put it to rest. We've gotten asked this question quite a bit.
Mostly from Black folks.
Yeah. Point blank period. It is not because, Lynchburg is famous for lynching. There was a gentleman by the name of John Lynch, the founder of Lynchburg. His last name was
he played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in the day. John Lynch.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, that was the founder of Lynchburg, was John Lynch. So that's where the name Lynchburg came from.
Okay. Hey, you are you sure it's not that guy from?
There's a ton of history in Lynchburg, a lot.
Okay, now let's talk about a little bit about what you guys do as a team. Give me the rundown on what you guys do before you guys even start an investigation. I mean, you guys know one's coming up. What is your investigation day? What exactly do you guys do before you guys head out?
Sean takes 24 full hours to organize his equipment, pull it all out, put it back in the box, pull it out again, and put it back in the box.
Oh, damn.
It's an ongoing joke over here. Sean's very organized. He is our equipment tech for a reason. he 24 hours prior to an event, an investigation, we make sure, obviously, your basics, make sure all your batteries are charged, make sure that you have extra batteries if you have, disposable batteries in your stuff. Make sure that you have charging cables if need be. All the equipment is packed up. The night before, or the morning before, rather, an investigation, or morning of, is when we typically load the vehicle. And then once we get to our destination, wherever we're investigating, for example, this last Friday, we did an investigation at Old City Cemetery, which is a landmark in Lynchburg, Virginia. And when we got there, we always do a briefing and a debriefing with our team. And if anybody else decides to come along, for example, on Friday, we had some new people that joined our group. They were curious. Unfortunately, we lost one because she said she had gotten scared. And that's okay. We respect that. We don't push anybody to believe anything that, or to get scared. I mean, if you're scared, you're scared. That's fine. Exactly. We're not drill sergeants. We're not holding you hostage. And then we had another couple join us. Then we had a young man who is leaving for college, I think this week, that is interested in paranormal investigating. And he did a great job.
Okay.
But day of the investigation, we do a briefing. We always, despite anybody's beliefs, we do start our investigation off with prayer. That's, what we do. We ask for protection, just because at the end of the day, we are going up against things that cannot be seen. And then we conduct our investigation, and we always, our little thing, I don't know if every team does this, but whenever we enter a location, we always say hello and we always say goodbye when we leave.
Okay. I got one question for y'all. Why y'all didn't pick me up at the airport?
I'm sorry, my car broke down.
My fault.
Yeah, I just had to ask that question, man. Y'all didn't want to pick me up at the airport. Hey, y'all broke my heart.
No, you just didn't want to come to Lynchburg. That's all.
Well, man,
you were at the airport. You weren't there.
Hey, that, I'm be honest with you, that name kind of scares me a little bit. But you guys explained it in detail, so I kind of, I will learn to respect the name, even though it's kind of weird.
It is, and it does throw a lot of people off. I believe he was a merchant. I think John Lynch was a merchant. So, like I said, he founded the town.
John Lynch was a safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in the day.
He's actually buried like 10 minutes from where we live.
Oh, wow. Now, while we're talking about Lynchburg, tell me about the city. You said the guy, John Lynch, founded, but tell me about the history, the deep history of the city, because I know that's Civil War Alley right there, Virginia.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of stuff going on.
So Lynchburg has a ton of history. It's downtown was a lot of factories. The James River runs straight through downtown, which had a lot of industry running up and down that river through boats, and the Civil War history is ridiculous in Lynchburg. The Old City Cemetery, what we were talking about, was actually a Civil War hospital at one point. The cemetery is over 200 years old, and it's even got people from the Revolutionary War buried there. It's pretty, like, it's intense. It's like, it's overwhelming when you go in there. It's basically, as far as historical goes, like, if there's the whole town pretty much is a historical district.
Well, the state of Virginia in itself, I mean, you can't even throw a rock without it landing on some battleground.
Right.
Especially here. So we are 20 minutes from Appomattox, which is where the Civil War ended.
It was documented that it was ended.
Yeah, it was documented. Okay.
It didn't really end there, but it ended.
Now, are you guys able to see the comments that are on the screen?
I cannot.
No, but I can probably log into Facebook and watch and see what's going on while you guys are going and address any comments. Let's see. I see one comment.
Yes.
Is what I see right now. The link. How close is the nearest Civil War battlegrounds? So Lynchburg in itself did see battle here, and I believe the battle that was fought here on
Sandusky
Lynchburg was right, and it was 1864, and I believe
that's about 5 minutes up the road.
Yeah, was it the Union troops took over here? But the major one is going. You're probably thinking would be the Appomattox surrender grounds, which is approximately 15 to 20 minutes away.
Wow. You know, man, it seemed like you guys ain't even got to leave your own backyard for, investigations. I mean, like you say, 20 minutes up the street, there's a major Civil War battleground right there.
Yes.
We've investigated it, yeah.
Yep.
So do you guys kind of lean a little bit more historic battlegrounds, or are people over there a little bit more lenient? When I mean lenient, they, when there's something going on in their house, are they a little bit more acceptable to call you guys, or just let it go?
Yes and no. So during the day, you can free roam all the battlegrounds and around here.
Yeah.
At night, we've called local authorities, and we've been able to get on battlegrounds at night and investigating. As far as people's houses go, people have messaged us to come investigate their house or whatever, but they haven't followed through with it yet. It's kind of like they're inquiring to see if we would do it, and then it's like, all right, we're ready to go, let's do it, and then it doesn't quite come through with it yet. But
yeah, you know what? We've actually had that same situation, and you know what? And I think they get a little bit scared of what the results might be when you actually investigate their home, because they're the ones that have to stay there. They're the ones that have to deal with it. Especially with teams who are basically are out there just to validate.
right.
Like my team, we don't send anybody off. We're just there to communicate, validate, make sure that there is something there. And it kind of makes the families or the homeowners or the business owner, it kind of make them feel a little bit comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's man, to be honest with you guys, it is kind of hard getting in residence. For the fact that they are scared. I mean, it's all cool when you make that first phone call, but once you get the time set up and you're on your way, they're gonna change their mind real quick.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Oh yeah.
They change their mind real quick.
Especially once they research you and see the evidence you do have already, and they're like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And I'll be honest with you. Since I've been doing this for almost 4 years, believe it or not. I have not been doing this long, but I've learned so much just by watching, teams like, Hill City Paranormal, because I do check out some of your Facebook, and I do check out some of your videos. So I'm constantly learning new things, new tricks, new ideas. And and just like every other paranormal team on this planet, they all do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So just learning, just sitting back and just taking notes, doing this, doing that. But I also understand one thing I have learned is certain areas of certain parts of the country, like in Lynchburg, Virginia. Man, it's a kind of a sticky subject, but I'm gonna bring it up. Religion. Religion
Oh
sometimes
gosh,
have a big play on the way paranormal investigators get their opportunities over in certain places.
especially in Lynchburg.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Lynchburg is Liberty City.
Yep. And
Baptist country.
Yep.
so what's the main religion over there? Baptist?
Yes, Baptist.
Ooh, boy, you know what? I'm glad you didn't put the S on that because I rather deal with Baptist people than with Southern Baptist people.
Oh, they're
Southern,
here.
They're here.
woo-wee.
Oh, they're trust me. This the country. This the country. They're here.
Golly.
Yeah, they're here.
Isn't this considered a part of the Bible Belt?
This is the Bible Belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jerry Falwell.
And you know what? And they are so, and Baptist people are so rooted into their beliefs,
Very.
into their religion. Man, I've seen, believe it or not, guys, I've seen religious groups literally get rid of paranormal teams in their town.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what
Well,
I'm saying?
Lynchburg is locked down. A lot of places, you've got to go through the city to get access. We have a famous house here that I want to get access to so bad. And I'm not going to put the address out here, but if you Google it, it is known as the Rocking Cradle House. And we just driving down the streets, the trespassing and do not enter signs start the house over. And
Really?
they are
Wow.
literally staked in the yard for no trespassing. And we're actually working right now with the city to gain access
Mhm.
to the original rocking cradle that was in that home. And I'm going to allow your viewers and whoever's watching to take the liberty to research the Rocking Cradle House in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Man, don't make me make a road trip.
Come on.
Come on.
I will come. We will
We've got
come,
two
man.
pretty big investigations coming up. We could definitely use the company.
We will come. Trust me. If you give us a place to stay and some of that real Southern Virginia food, shit, I'm on my way tonight. You know what I'm saying? I am on my way tonight. All right. Who's the medium? Who's the psychic individual on the team?
So we are actually looking for, I would love to add a medium or a psychic to our team. We do not currently have one.
Okay.
We do have a gal on our team named Rhonda, and Sean tells her all the time, the spirits just love Miss Rhonda. I don't know what it is about her, but if you're going to catch, and I guess I'm going to use the famous O word, an orb or an apparition or any activity, it's going to be in the room where Rhonda's at.
Every time.
Every time.
Okay. Are you guys a debunk team first? What kind of team are you guys first? What do you guys try to go in and try to do first?
Well, the first thing we do is set up, and I'm very slow at that. I'm working on getting faster. But I like to make sure that everything's right and working properly. The worst thing to do is to get to where you're going and something doesn't work.
Exactly.
It won't cut on. Or it's dead. You forgot, you didn't realize you didn't charge that. So I want to make sure it's worked, it's function. So all I got to do is cut a button on once I get to where I'm going and set up. That's the first thing we do. And then the second thing we do is assign everyone a job of what they're going to do. We don't want everyone stepping over top of each other.
Exactly.
And so we try to be as organized as we can be. And once we gather all of our evidence, Courtney and I will sit here and try to debunk everything. So we do try to first say, okay, was that a moth or was that an orb? Was that did the cat ball move? Did somebody walk past? Let's reframe that. The biggest thing that we got was the investigator gold, which is the full body apparition. That's the gold in this field.
Right.
And you know that. And we got one. We got one 10 years. And we just recently got one. And I tried my best to debunk it. And we couldn't. It's just, it is what it is. We matched the camera timestamp to the actual picture timestamp just to make sure nobody was in that area, to make sure we had the full body apparition that was correct, and it was. And so we do try to debunk all of our evidence before we put it out there.
Okay.
So
the biggest argument we get into is everybody's argument that they get into: dust or orbs. And we will literally sit in front of the computer. I will yell, "No, I'm pretty sure that's dust." And he's going, "No, I'm pretty sure it's an orb." And sometimes one of us ends up walking away because we're yelling dust, orb, dust, orb. So I'm just like, whatever, I'm out of here. Like, but the one thing that I don't do is review evidence the night of an investigation. And the reason I don't do that is personal. I don't know if anybody else can agree or relate, but 1A, most investigations for us end around 1 or 2 a.m. It takes us, sometimes upwards in the tune of an hour to get home from our destination, wherever we might be, or a couple hours. And the last thing I want to do is be tired when reviewing evidence, because you will see things that are not there.
Exactly.
Or that you want to see. So I always review it the next day. Now, Sean, on the other hand, is still, psyched about the investigation. He sits down. First thing he does is grab the laptop and start reviewing evidence. All the SD cards go in, and he's got 2 computer screens going, and the EVPs going, and then he'll mark for me, which is actually very helpful. He'll mark spots that are questionable for me, and typically he'll send me a text message while I'm snoozing away in bed. Hey, I think I saw an orb at 9 minutes and 42 seconds. And I'll go back and review it, and then the argument will commence.
Now, how long is a typical investigation for you guys?
A typical investigation is anywhere from probably 3 to 4 hours.
3 to 4 hours?
We are getting ready to do our first overnight, actually. It will be from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Oh, good luck on that.
It is.
I'm going to be asleep.
It is going to be rough. It's going to take a lot of Red Bull. A lot of Red Bull.
Hey, man, that's when you need to get those DVRs up and running.
Yeah. Yeah. But we've got our whole team that's going on that. So, and it is a hot spot here in Virginia. We're going to be investigating the cabin on the 360, October 20th.
Oh, so, okay, right around Halloween, man.
We wanted a Halloween.
Now, is that the big thing? Because I know every paranormal team try to do something to, for Halloween. Is that what you guys plan on doing big for Halloween? Is that first overnight investigation?
For our team, yes. Now, Sean and I, on the personal front, Halloween is one of our favorite holidays, and we go all out for the kids in our neighborhood and the kids around town. So we have, 6.5-foot animatronics and inflatables and lights and scary, spooky, ghoulish, anything you can think of. And believe it or not, Sean's baby he builds a cemetery.
Oh, okay.
So Halloween, as far as personal level, we decorate, the home front. But yes, this will be our Halloween investigation. Our first overnights.
All right, let's talk politics for a minute, man, because you can't.
I'm gonna leave that one to you.
All right, yeah, I think I got to take a bathroom break.
Wait, because you can't have politics is in everything. If it's in the paranormal, everything you do, there's somebody that has to bring the word, the big P out. Now, the big P, the people that runs the show down here in Texas is that world famous historical society. How do they feel about you guys in Lynchburg? And and those are the guys that actually got the keys to the city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do they feel about you guys? And if they don't know about you guys, will they ever get to know about you? Because eventually you guys are gonna have to go to them and ask them, can we go into one of this location that that they represent? And either it's a yes or no or maybe. Have you guys, came across them yet?
So we haven't had to directly deal with them yet. The thing about Lynchburg, Virginia, is we're a step behind everybody, and we always have been. If a new pair of Jordans is popular in New York, for example, it'll be popular in about 5 or 6 years here, and we're just always behind everybody. And so, we travel all the time. I'm also a musician, so we go out of town a lot, and I like to we travel. I always have, and we notice like Savannah, Georgia, and Gettysburg are two of my favorite places to go. Two very haunted places, and those cities literally thrive off paranormal investigating. The paranormal scene in general, even if you're not an investigator, ghost walk, ghost tour, ghost stories, ghost shows, ghost this. You ride up and down the street, there's nothing but ghost stuff. These old historical buildings are making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a day off just paranormal. They don't even not even the museums are making as much as the paranormal side. I can guarantee it. I'm almost willing to bet that the paranormal stuff that's going on in these major cities like Savannah and Gettysburg is killing the museums, like as far as income goes. And so Lynchburg, for some reason, is stuck in like this mindset of we're going to keep doing it the same way we did it for 100 years, and that's how we're going to do it, and we're not going to break that right now. However, some of our evidence have been able to kind of sway some of those minds, and I'll give you an example. One place that we like to investigate is Old City Cemetery. And some of the staff have come along. The new people she's talking about are staff members that are there that are curious. Say, well, I don't think this place is haunted, but if it is, I guess we're going to find out. And luckily, the times that we've done our investigation, we've gotten some concrete evidence. Well, in my opinion, concrete evidence of whether you can argue what happened. Something happened. So I'm not. I know there's skeptics out there, but even the skeptic will say that was strange. So that's starting to open some minds up, and I feel like if you start opening minds up, and that's our job as investigators. And our job is not to convince people,
right?
It's our job to prove the unproven, show things, and do it, and let other people see it. So back to the original question. So far, it's like a roadblock of the Historical Society, but I feel like if we keep knocking on that door, somebody will eventually open it.
Yeah, I have reached out. Out here, the city museum curator is actually who holds the key to several locations in the city that we want to investigate. He is not opposed to it. As a matter of fact, I had a lengthy discussion with him, and I'm waiting on his assistant to reach back out with, a contract, so to speak. Old City Cemetery is one that half of their board is on board and half of their board is not. And then we recently investigated a location in Bedford, which is about 15, 20 minutes from here. The Avenel House. And their foundation literally thrives on things like this. They make their money by hosting or having private investigations at their location. And we got some evidence from there as well. And that's probably the most helpful location that we've ever been at.
That was the easiest one.
Yeah, they wrote us out. They asked me prior to the investigation, do you want me to give you some names of some encounters that we've had personally here, or some hot spots in the house? Absolutely. I will take any history surrounding the location to better investigate the location.
I'll take it a step further. Not only is it a haunted location, a reputable haunted location, but the staff left us water and snacks there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
She said, she was like very inviting and happy that we were there. And you can book another one when you want.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a first.
And she did. She said that their foundation thrives on private investigations. That's how they do.
That's cool. All right, hey, Sean, let me ask you a question, brother. Who? And I'm trust. been to Virginia. It's been a long time. And I've also had multiple paranormal teams from Virginia on the podcast. Now, each paranormal team represents their city. Do you guys, Sean, do you represent Lynchburg, Virginia, all the way through? And what I mean all the way through is, do you, uh, you know, go all out for Lynchburg? Do you guys have a Lynchburg Facebook group page where you guys can actually invite people in to review your evidence? Now, I'm not saying your personal Facebook page. I'm just saying your city's group page.
Well, I'm actually from Bedford County, Virginia. I live. It's a weird situation. So I have two houses. I've got one in Bedford County, that is haunted as well. And we have a house in Lynchburg. We're mostly in Lynchburg because that's basically where I'm at the most. But I don't exactly represent Lynchburg. In my music, they call me the Bedford County Outlaw. So I don't necessarily represent my city. I more or less represent every person around here or every person who's afraid to say I'm a paranormal investigator because it's a touchy subject. It's still a very one of those I can't think of the word off the top of my head, but it's a very touchy subject for some people because of skepticism. People look at you like you're a nerd, like you're crazy, like something's wrong with you, like you need help. I own it. Call me what you want, But that's more what I represent than a city. I know there's a lot of paranormal groups in Virginia. I support them and I follow them, and I'm that guy that watches the underdogs, the people who don't have the big TV show, the guy who has 20 views on his YouTube page, the guy who just started and has 10 followers. I'm that guy. I represent him because he's going out here and trying to do it. And that's who I want to represent. So when people see me doing it, especially with my music following and stuff, they're like, "Whoa, I didn't even know you did that." And so when I'm doing that, people ask me questions. It gives me a chance to talk about it, and I hope the community grows. One of my biggest goals, and I talk about it a lot, is I want to collaborate with people. Lynchburg has a problem with collaborating, even in music. And I'm not going to talk about music right now, but it's always I've got this, you have yours, I'm better than you. A lot of people have that attitude around here. Now, I'm not sure about the paranormal community because it's not really a talked about thing here. But like a group out of Farmville or Richmond or Alexandria or somewhere in Roanoke, Virginia called me up and said, "Hey, bro, I got this house. We're about to do an investigation. I would love for your team to join me." I would proudly say when and where, what time.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Load up and go. And I would do the same to somebody else. I got another guy that I think they're out of Lexington who has a group. I told him anytime you feel like you want to come on an investigation with me, come on, bring your team. I like to work with other people because you gain knowledge from other people.
There you
go. Before I watch any show on TV, I will sit on YouTube and watch the independent guy. So back to your question, that's who I represent. I represent the independent guy who's trying to go out here and find real evidence and prove real things.
Hey, I totally respect that. But you brought up the next topic, and I'm glad you did that because it kind of slipped my tongue a little bit.
I was about to say, I'm sorry.
You good? You good?
I need to jump ahead. I do that sometimes.
You good? You good? Because it brought it back to me. Let's talk about Hollywood. How do you think Hollywood portrays people like me and you that are out there trying to, discover things that these guys are doing? But for some reason, theirs always seem to turn left when ours always seem to turn right.
You want my honest answer? You want my honest answer?
Honest answer.
All right, so I don't like the acting aspect of it because it makes what we do look like a joke. And
Exactly.
this is probably going to piss some people off, but I don't care.
That's okay. Speak your mind, brother.
I speak from, I tell the truth. So I used to watch a lot of the shows on TV. And to be honest with you, at one time, you could learn some good stuff, and you still can. But what pisses me off is when I see an investigator yelling and screaming, cussing at a spirit or an entity. That man could have been here and died of a. He could have got beat to death. He could have died of a broken heart. You don't know what that entity is going through, and you're going to antagonize it just so you can get ratings. I disagree with that. I'm sorry. I know some people do it, and some people are going to be like, "Oh God, he's over dramatizing it," but I'm not. I'm not going to cuss and scream and try to provoke a spirit by disrespecting it. I don't believe in disrespect. Now I do believe in provoking and doing things and like bringing props, maybe calling it by its name, but I'm not going to cuss at it and scream at it and say hurtful things to it just to get something on camera. If it wants to communicate with me, it will. If it don't, it won't. Uh, the Hollywood aspect of things is so much acting now involved that people literally look at me and they compare me to that when I tell them I'm a paranormal investigator. So I don't like it. Again, that goes back to why I'd rather watch the YouTuber and I'm not talking about the ones who have grown this huge following. I'm talking about the independent guy who's out here trying to find evidence. I'm not talking about the one who's out here to put on a show for people. Which, if you do that, great. I'm not dissing nobody. You do what you got to do for your views, your likes. I'm not doing this for views or likes. I'm doing it to actually find evidence.
Find everything. Hey, I respect that. The one thing that I'm just like you, bro. I love watching YouTube, and one of my favorite shows is Nuke's Top 5. That's where you get some of the best amateur paranormal videos on the planet. And these guys here, they don't even know what they're catching at the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know. They just happen to look at the video and say, "Oh shit, I caught that." Then they'll send it somewhere to have it validated or whatever. And and just so luckily, and the guy always asks, "What do you think?" Leave your comments below.
Right.
Every part of his show. So there's always room for comments. Well, no, I think this was prop. I think this was this. But man, I don't see any amateur out there that's trying to make it will even try to fake something. I just don't see it. I mean,
I'm not dissing anybody. Like if it's entertainment on the TV, that's cool. But like I feel like if you have a TV show, I mean if somebody were to really video what we do, people wouldn't watch.
Yeah.
Because again, I heard an investigator say it's staring at the wall and hoping it talks back. That's the best thing. We'll go on investigations, won't get nothing. But I don't know, like the whole. You'll see them on camera, and you get possessed everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, something is able to possess you.
Now, do you believe that every ghost is a demon? Because I've heard
every ghost is a demon.
I hear that 100,000 times.
That every ghost is a demon.
That's a demon. That's a demon. That's a demon. That's a demon.
No.
Like what the hell?
I believe in, and I'll let Courtney talk more on this because she breaks it down to a way that I think is really great. But I believe there are human spirits. They lived here. They're either still here because of their energy or because, and she's going to explain the intelligent hauntings and the residual haunting. And I do believe there are demons that were never human. And
exactly.
Again, if you're a religious person, which going back to religion, I'm a Baptist, but I'm open-minded. I get it.
There you go.
Some Baptists are closed-minded, but I'm open-minded to many things. So I'm a religious guy myself. I carry a cross with me every hunt we do. Every investigation, there's a cross in my pocket. And so I believe that there are demonic entities out there that were never human. They're straight here to hurt you, and we don't dabble in none of that. If I sense any type of evil, we pack up and leave right then and there. I'm not going to sit there and keep fooling with something.
I understand that.
But Courtney, she can relate more to the intelligent spirits and stuff like that.
I mean, do I think, to answer the question, do I think that every single spirit is a demon? Absolutely not.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a little bit overgeneralizing. I mean, there's a multitude of different hauntings, but the favorite hauntings that almost every paranormal investigator can agree that they would like to run into is either a residual haunting or an intelligent haunting. Ultimately, the goal is to cross paths with an intelligent spirit. Those are the ones that are going to touch your cat balls, your REM pod, give you the clear EVPs, come through the spirit box, things like that. But you also have your residual hauntings as well. And I was asked recently, what exactly could I dumb down the definition of a residual haunting? And the best way that I could dumb it down is the spirit is actually stuck, much like a movie on repeat.
Mm-hmm.
A movie on repeat. And you gave me a movie example. Was it 1408? I used the example of the movie 50 First Dates. And the reason I use that is because every morning when she wakes up, she relives the same day every single day. And that's what a residual spirit does. We don't know why they passed away. They could be stuck there for a multitude of reasons. But to say that a spirit, every spirit, is a demon is asinine. That's crazy.
All black people in Lynchburg get lynched.
Well, you know what? If they do, it's going to end up like what happened in Mississippi. I'm just going to leave that one alone.
I got a chair over here.
Alabama.
Alabama.
I think was that Alabama, the boat thing?
No, that was Mississippi, I think. I think that happened in Mississippi. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, but that was funny. All right, man. Because I hear that a lot. I mean, I've
heard it before.
I came across a guy, man, whose everything was a demon to him, and he was not even close to becoming a demonologist than a man in the moon. But everything, that's a demon, that's a demon, that's a demon. I'm like, dude, shut the hell up, please.
Yeah.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I mean, I didn't want to get rude with him, but somebody had to, because
sometimes you have to, though.
Sometimes, like you're right, Sean, sometimes you have to. I mean, sometimes you just gotta shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Well, Sean said it best the other day. He said, because we actually have a podcast as well. But he said it best the other day. We are not qualified to be the modern day Ed and Lorraine Warren. There's, it would take a lot to do that. And that's energy that is better spent elsewhere. And that's just the crude reality of it.
That's a gift you have to have. That's not something that can be taught or learned.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's something you can't learn in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, not even 20.
You gotta be born with it, chosen.
Yeah, you have to be, because I think that's what she was. She was with that gift. You know what I'm saying? But guys, you know what, man? I'm gonna be very honest with you. I have I just added two more members of my team, and we're starting to grow, and we're starting to get our name out there, and people are finding us. Whether it's the logo on the van, or it's Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. I don't know if you guys do TikTok videos.
We got a TikTok.
TikTok, Instagram. I stream live on Instagram every now and then. What exactly do you guys do to reach out to your audience?
So right now, we're focused on posting a lot of our evidence videos and some humorous memes on social media. So socials right now are our big thing. Facebook, TikTok, and then I don't know what.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Are you done?
She said, "Are you done?"
You see why the arguments ensue here.
No, I'm all right. I don't mean to cut her off. I gotta laugh though. She said humorous memes. So to me, the worst thing other than a skeptic is another investigator that thinks they know everything. Right? They're Ed and Lorraine Warren. They know more than them, right? So you posted a meme. She runs the social media, by the way. And she posted a meme that was funny. It was comical. This girl literally gets on there and
tore
us a new one. The dead need to be respected. You use all this goofy equipment to do this, and a real investigator doesn't need any equipment. We can channel the ghost ourselves, and I don't even go ghost hunt. I'm like, you're talking in circles, but okay. And she just kept on and kept on. Finally, either you blocked her or she removed herself. I don't remember what happened. But I was just sitting there like, if you don't like your page, just unlike it. Like,
yeah.
There's no need to get upset. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just about to address Alicia. I got the comments up now that I figured.
Okay.
My favorite site right now is TikTok. To be real honest with you, I love TikTok. You can, add effects. You can make them creepy. You can add music. You can make them dramatic. You can split them up. Things like that. We are going to be launching a website here soon. And then we just started a podcast. We're actually about to do our second ever episode on Tuesday. So our podcast airs on Tuesdays. It is called On the Other Side.
We want you.
Yes.
No. I was just about to say we.
Boy, I'll give y'all
definitely want you on it.
Hey, I'll give y'all a podcast y'all never forget.
I love it. We did, our first podcast was just simply an introductory. This is who we are. This is what we do. But we are going to be doing here shortly. We've got somebody coming to join us for our podcast, and we're doing it on personal experiences that one may have had that got them into paranormal. And there's just a variety of topics that we're going to cover. Skeptics being Sean's favorite topic.
It's my favorite topic is skeptics.
to talk about. And literally, people are going to be tuning in to listen to Sean and I debate.
And you know what? I am, if I can find that one skeptic, I would love to have a skeptic on the team. I really would. I think they are valuable people.
They are.
I really think, man, if I can just find one that can come in and just try to debunk every situation. I mean, they can debunk it and turn red in the face. I would love to have that. To have that debate, sit there and argue with somebody for 4 hours. That's great, man. That's what I would like to have. But
we're going to try to find one to interview on our podcast.
Man, and debate from the beginning of time, and till now, just to come on and they just want to clarify everything that they believe in, dude. Hell yeah, I would love to find one. But man, they are so hard. They're pretty much like mediums. Mediums. The reason why mediums don't come out because they are afraid to be, scrutinized. Mediums are always in the shadows watching and learning. But you know what? If they come out, I think this world will be a better place. If they come out,
oh yeah.
Yeah, this world would be a much better place, man. Because everybody huh?
Go ahead.
Because I don't think everybody would be, I think mediums, I think people think that they're afraid of them. No, if they come out of the shadows, I think they would enlighten a lot of people open up their minds, and and just look at both sides. Don't just look at one side, which is your side. You got to be able to, look to the right and to the left, and then try to put them together. And then after you do that, then you figure out where you want to be. That's just me.
Yeah, to answer your question, Alicia, I don't really have a favorite site. I think as far as the social media goes, I'm not a big social guy. Like I'm that guy that comments on Facebook and gets right off. Courtney runs all the social media. Even like I told y'all before, I'm a musician, so she runs all that. But as far as social media, I think the coolest thing is TikTok. That seems to reach the most people and engage the most people so far. As far as if you're talking about the favorite site I like to look at is YouTube. I watch more YouTube than anything.
Yeah.
YouTube replaced cable to me. So.
There you go, because you can find anything. Now
I even got YouTube TV so I can watch football. So
now the one up and coming site platform that I'm trying to tap into is Bigo.
I heard of that.
I'm really trying to now. If Bigo is able to grow, so where I'm able to link it with StreamYard, man, it's on. Believe it or not, guys, there are a lot of us on Bigo. I think I actually did a podcast live on Bigo once, and that was like, oh man, almost a year ago, and I have not been back. But I think I need to focus on that because it's much of a younger audience. Now, I don't know if you want to channel into them, trying to focus on younger audiences. To me, I think they're a little bit, it depends. That's a debate. I think they are a little bit naive when it comes to paranormal investigating. But I do think there are some that are, have their eyes open and do believe, but we just, that is a platform that once it gets going like you want to, I definitely think it's going to take over TikTok, and it's going to kill Facebook.
Yeah.
Everything's killing Facebook right now.
You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to kill Facebook. I like Facebook. I think Facebook was probably one of my first platforms that I got on and I discovered. Hell, and Facebook's been around since the early 2000s, I believe.
Yeah.
And hell, I just got on it literally 10 years ago, probably. I didn't even know what the hell social media was. I mean, back then it was a kid thing. Now it's more like an adult thing because now we're actually coming around and we're actually seeing things. We're opening up our eyes a little bit more, but just like everything else, hell, it turns a page too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep up with it. Okay, now keeping up with it. Man, my next question for you guys is, what kind of equipment you guys use?
Go ahead, Sean. That's all your baby. That is Sean's baby.
So, like I said, when we first started 13 years ago, and we didn't have a team 13 years ago. We didn't even dream of having a team. We just did it because we liked doing it. And it wasn't really cool 13 years ago. But we did it with a cell phone and a flashlight. That's literally what we did. I think you're about to break out your glasses that I was looking at. And I need to know where you got them from.
I can't do that, Sean. That's classified information.
Oh. You can send me a message.
How can I? Dude, you think people won't know?
I won't tell nobody.
I got people watching me, man.
But I've got I watch your podcast. See, I'm a fan. I'm a true fan. I know what you're about to break out. But and I've looked for them and can't find them. And I know what country you got them from.
What country?
China. So I told you I'm a true fan. I didn't see that one. But so on the equipment side, I'm getting new to that. That's the side I'm getting new to. because I am a very old school person. I believe I was here before. I'm a very old school guy. So we use the cat balls, like I said. Skeptics will eat it up. So the way we use the cat balls is, and I watched your episode on that. And you were correct when you were talking about the cat balls. And but I use them when we use them. We put them in a place where it cannot be moved. So like if there's a mesh on a table where the ball can't roll, we'll sit on that mesh.
There you go.
If we can put it in the corner of a room, we'll put it there. The floor has to be level with a crack in it. I'll put it right on the crack. The cat balls, the ones we have the little squares built into them, like the little texture. Mm-hmm. So, and the way we use them, it's hard for a skeptic to debunk it. And like I said, a skeptic has seen us use it one time. They didn't come out and say they were a skeptic, but you can kind of read people when they see.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Stuff, and they're like, when you set it up, they got that look like. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
When that ball lights up after a question, they were like, okay, it's time for me to go. So, but it, and back to equipment before I go any further, I'll get into the other stuff I use, but I believe all equipment can let you down. I believe a skeptic can debunk any type of equipment you use.
Yep.
Here's my thing. For example, spirit box. She talked about, my daughter is good with hearing those words and can use them. Do I believe you can tune into or catch a radio station? Absolutely. On my SB7, I removed the antenna and everything. I can still pick up radio station.
Oh yeah, definitely.
However, it'll play a radio station. You'll pick up random words. But if the words that are coming through pertain to what I'm doing and where I'm at and what we're saying, you cannot deny that. I don't care how much of a skeptic you are.
Right.
In my opinion, if I ask, what's my name? That's not a question that I ask. But for example, if I say, what's my name? And you hear Sean, how can you debunk that? Did a random radio station say Sean? We've had the spirit box cuss before. What AM station is out here cussing? You know, the Avenel House in Bedford is a prime example. Everything that the SB7 said related straight to the house, even down to the names, the events, who owned the house, everything. We use that in conjunction with her Spirit Talker app. Some people, and we put the phone on airplane mode. Do I believe the Spirit Talker app is a word bank that says random words that may listen to you throughout the day? Absolutely. If you cut a Spirit Talker app on, it'll say bake, cookies, bacon, chicken, whatever. However, if that Spirit Talker is related to directly what I'm doing and it's saying the names of the people who lived in the house and nobody else's name, it's saying where you're at and your location, you cannot deny that kind of evidence. So if I believe if an entity is wanting to communicate with you, it will channel those waves to speak to you. If you're getting random words like bacon, Coca-Cola, then yeah, it's not, nothing's communicating with you. But if it's going, everything is consistent to what you're doing, I believe that's evidence. And it goes to the next thing. I have 2 SLS cameras I use. Shout out Relatively Paranormal for one of them. I love the SLS camera. When I usually aim it at non-structured items because skeptics will eat. Skeptic just tried to eat up one of my videos. I caught a video of the stick figure sitting on the ground, and they said, "Oh nope, that's the table it's picking up beside you." Well, I've used the SLS over and over again. It doesn't pick up tables.
Right.
Mine has to be a person. Mine won't even pick up my dogs. It won't pick up anything. So, but I was aiming it at a floor with nothing on it but a pallet.
And they just on chilling, watching TV or something.
No, it was sitting on the floor like Indian style.
Oh, damn.
And when I asked it to wave at me, it picked up its arm and did like that. So I mean, but a skeptic said that's just the table you picked up. The table was beside the floor, like maybe 6 feet away from where I was actually aiming the camera. And so that's on our TikTok page. But the SLS, I've even had scientists, like I looked at videos and they said that's the #1 piece of equipment that goes on this app that really can't be debunked because it's picking up body. It's picking up your joints. So we use that. We use several night vision cameras. I hear a lot of ghost teams talk about cameras, and I do want to touch on that. You might, in this where me and you might disagree.
Yeah.
We might agree. I don't know, but I do. It's free country. I'm still gonna love you regardless. But some teams will go out here and they will buy Sony and all these high-priced thousands of dollars worth of cameras to get the best shot, and that's great. And I can do that. My camera costs $200 and does me just fine. And it's a night vision camera. It's one of those cheap ones you get off Amazon. 4K, but it works just fine. Now, people can argue with me that the 4K or not. I don't know enough about it to tell you whether it's 4K or not.
Right.
What I can tell you is I see that orb clearly that it caught floating across the room or zipping across my screen. What I can tell you is saw that shadow move in the background right there. And what I can also tell you is I can navigate my whole house in pitch black. That's what I need it for. I don't need to take the clearest picture. This ain't going on TV.
Exactly.
I don't need the clearest picture I can take. So why spend $1,000 on a camera when I can spend $150 to $200 and do pretty much the same thing that you're going to do with it? You're just going to have a better picture. And people will argue. People will argue, well, this one is going to pick up more than this one. Well, I've compared my evidence to people with those cameras, and we catch the same thing.
The only thing you're buying is the name. So
people will argue with me all day long about cameras, and I've seen people spend thousands of dollars on cameras, and I'm like, I was about to drop that money on this Sony camera I saw that was, or Panasonic, even a Panasonic, and then I saw this other one that Amazon was advertising. I think it's called Odoro or something. And I don't mind telling people what I use, but it's like Odoro, a brand I never heard of.
Hey, Sony will love you.
Investigation, I've caught evidence.
If you go buy that camera, Sony will love you. Sonny will love you if you go buy that camera.
After seeing that I can navigate in the dark and I'm picking up just as much evidence, I'm fine with my cheap cameras.
Yeah.
I do use the Ovilus now. The Ovilus is a pretty cool piece of equipment. I only used it once.
I can't afford it.
And I do use the portal that these guys have built, which is the guitar amp with the effects pedals. I've used that once. That's another one you still got to have good ears for because it's quick. We used one by Relatively Paranormal called a power plant. That's going to be the biggest argument between the paranormal community. I don't know if you heard of it, but it's basically a box with two motors in it with two battery packs, and it puts off an electromagnetic field. And what it's supposed to do is if an entity wants to manifest, it can draw energy from that box to manifest. Now, is it great? Does it work? We can argue yes or no. What I do know is that entities use energy. They will drain your batteries. They will drain your cameras. I've had a camera last for hours, and I had one and then the same camera in another investigation that will last 15 minutes.
Over with real quick.
All right. So this power box, if it can draw more energy from this box, then I would use it. And I'll tell you, since I've started using that box, my numbers have gone up with evidence. The activity's gone up, and it really has. And I've got the proof to show it.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. You know what? Hey, man, you know what? I'm right with you on the camera thing.
Yeah.
You know, because to be honest with you, there's no difference between a $900 camera and a $200 camera or a $99 camera because it all gets the same thing. The only difference is Sony, JVC, Panasonic. Those names, that's what you're buying.
Yeah.
You're not buying nothing else. Everything else looks the same.
The cheap $200 camera I got does me just fine. And it came with the IR lights on it, the microphone attachment. It comes with it. And 2 extra batteries. So
and I'm really trying. I'll you know what? And I've been saying that I'm gonna implement these glasses, but it's really hard getting them out. You know, I think I won 2 weeks ago, and you know
You gonna send me a link?
No. And I've been, man, they are great. And matter of fact, I think these here will be perfect for you.
So send me a link to them.
No.
I can let you know.
No, can't do it. But I am.
We gotta go to Texas so you can.
You gotta come. Hey, you come to Texas, you're not leaving, man. You're gonna want to stay down here.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that.
Nah, you don't want to. Hey, you come to Texas, you're not gonna want to go back to Virginia.
So I'm not from Virginia.
Where you from?
I actually was born and raised in California and grew up in Arizona.
Oh well, you definitely don't want to go to California right now.
I don't want to go to Texas or Arizona right now.
Why not? What's wrong with
that? Winter time.
Hey, you know what, guys? What's the most haunted state in the country?
Georgia.
So yeah, Georgia.
Texas.
Texas. And it looks like we got to plan a trip to Texas.
You got to come to Texas, man.
I'll fly out there.
Yeah.
Well, I can't pick you up at the airport because you didn't pick me up.
We were there. You just didn't want to come to Lynchburg.
Hey, man. You know what? Anything can happen in Lynchburg. You know, I might find that lucky someone and just bring her back to Texas. You never know. It might be that place. I might find the next love of my life. I don't know.
That is easy to do here.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, if there's a good beach in Virginia, I can hang out at the beach for a while.
They do say Virginia's for lovers.
Yeah, Virginia's for lovers.
That's our state slogan.
Y'all, then y'all should have many kids.
I've got a few.
Hey, you got to do what God said. Be fruitful and multiply.
Yeah. I
got 3 myself.
I've got 1. That's enough.
Hey, you know what, man? Girls, I don't know, man. I've heard different stories. Girls, they say girls are easier to raise, and I don't know because I don't have any girls. But but with boys, man, all you get to get some shorts, all you gotta do is just cut you got some Incredible Hulk shorts. Just cut them off for the summer. You good to go.
Yep.
So, but girls are a little bit more expensive.
Yes.
They want the barrettes. They want to get their nails done. You know, they want that special dress for the prom. You know, there's a lot of things. You know, I got a lot of nieces that, trust me, they are a handful, and I wish their moms the best of luck. You know, hey, I come visit. You come visit me, but then I'm gonna send you right back. That's how that goes.
With the glasses.
Huh? No, I just put them up. See, you good. I like that. Sean, I like that because I was about to get you. I was about to pop you up. See, now you know that I am not this 19th century or this 20th century paranormal investigator. I want to be the paranormal investigator that take things to the next level. I want you to throw away that camera that you have, because when you got that camera in your hand, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm about to say.
I know. I already know what's coming, and you're right.
You already know.
And you're right.
You got to have
the head moves first.
Yep, that head moves first. Hey.
I'm a fan. I told you I'm a fan.
Oh man, you got to be able to have all senses for you when you're out there investigating. Dude, I got rid of my GoPros because I knew I couldn't have a GoPro on my damn head. You know what I'm saying? You can put it right here, but you can't put it here. You can put it up here. But damn, who want a big ass GoPro on their head?
I'm bald like you, it'll just slip off.
Man, but yeah, man,
you get some of the places we go into is hot. You get the sweat in your head, it'll just slip off.
Yeah, and next thing hey man, I done tried everything. Hey, hold up. I'm not even. Hey, Virgil. Virgil came.
Hi, Virgil.
He's from Manchester,
What's up,
England.
Virgil?
Now, hey, the chick is his wife, so let's put some respect on that, all right, bro? You know what I'm saying? If you can't have the respect, I'm gonna have to cut you off. We understand? Now you can ask these guys any kind of paranormal questions, but we're not gonna say who's the chick. Because that's totally disrespectful. You know, you feel me? If you feel me, give me a thumbs up. If not, I'm gonna block you. You know, you my boy, you from across the pond, and y'all might say things a little bit different, but I can't have you disrespecting like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Sean, man, what is that big Ouija board doing on your wall? Do y'all use that thing?
No, actually, it's decoration. So
okay. I didn't think you go that far.
No. I've always been fascinated with it, and when I was a kid, you know, I used to mess around with them just out of curiosity. But no, I like weird stuff. I like weird decorations. I'm actually a collector of If I told you the stuff I collected, you'd laugh at me. But,
now, have you thought about using it?
No.
I'll
tell you why. Number one, there's so many arguments whether if it's real or not. I guess I could use it by myself, but I've also, from the little bit of research I've done, I haven't done extensive, so I don't want to speak too much on it. Because if I don't know something, I won't tell you. But a little bit, if you do conjure something, you don't know what it is. Again, I do believe there are entities out there that aren't human. And so I don't want to open the wrong door and not be able to close it. Even if you say goodbye, that doesn't always work. So I really, I don't know enough about it. I like it. I like the way they look. I've always been fascinated by it. Some people might love them, but it's one of those things. I want real results. If a skeptic saw me use one, they could have a full conversation. They would say, "You're moving that." I like to capture real results. I want to show you that I didn't touch it. I took the picture. That ain't me editing it. That's just me personally.
Okay, I got a question for you. Me and you we're going to debate for a minute. Okay, now what's the difference between somebody's using that Ouija board, and somebody's using a scare bear? You're pretty much doing the same thing, right?
Well, I don't know enough about the scare bear to debate you on it. I think the scare bear is kind of like a REM pod, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing as like the Boo Bear? Like if something gets near it, it'll light up or something?
Right.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's kind of like the REM pod, right? Which we use one. And you can correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know enough about the scare bear or Boo Bear or whatever they are. I've looked at them, and I was actually going to get one, but I was like, nah, I'm not messing with it. But so a Ouija board, that's me taking my hand and moving, what's it called? The pen, not pendulum.
Are you talking about
the thing that we move around? Let's say
the
right
puck thingy?
Yeah, the thingy. It's me moving it around. All right. And if I was to spell out, I don't know, I'm here. Somebody can say, well, you did that. If a Boo Bear is sitting on my shelf right now, we're talking, and let's say I'm like, oh my God, and her hand's on her chin, all of a sudden it just lights up. What made it do that? You could come up with a million different answers, but you're guessing at that point. You don't know if that's what did it. You're guessing. So if 5 of us get together on a Ouija board, like the game's supposed to be played, 5, 4, 2, 3, however many, somebody could be moving it. In which when we were kids, somebody always moved. You know that somebody did it. All right. So again, with a scare bear or Boo Bear, if it's in a corner, nobody's touching it, and we're all got our cell phones off, no radios are on, and I say, if you're in this room with me, you can play with that Boo Bear over there. You can play with that teddy bear over there, and all of a sudden it goes off. That's another argument. What made it do that? I don't have a remote on me.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? I see your point. I see your point. I might not, it is what it is.
Well, what's your angle on it? I really want to know.
My angle is, if you're asking a question, if you're moving that hand, you guys are answering questions, and and you're moving that thing, I don't think it's no different than what you're asking the blue bear or the scare bear. Because in order for this whole Ouija board things to work, you gotta, and I don't think it's no much of a difference. The only difference is you're moving it with your hand, but with this, you're actually asking a specific question. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think it's much of a difference, but that's what a debate is for.
But I haven't tried the Ouija board in a haunted location either, so I really can't. That's why it's a hard debate for me to have. It's more of it's more
now,
of an
right now,
opinion for me.
Now, do you believe that mirrors that are head to head open portals?
I do believe that.
Why you believe that?
I know that. You don't believe it?
I'm just trying to. Trying to figure you out.
I'm sorry, you froze for a second. My bad. So
I'm just trying to figure. Hey, I'm just trying to figure you out. Do you believe it or no?
I believe that anything's possible. I could understand it. It makes sense. The old saying. I don't want to be correct. I don't want to say nothing wrong. But let me answer this question, Virgil. I see that you're sorry. I'm not easily offended. Obviously, you thought Courtney was beautiful. You say you're sorry. I forgive you. No, you don't have to go. We're good, brother. We're good. We all got it clear. But back to what I was saying. The old saying back in the day was every time they took your picture, it was capturing a piece of your soul. And so mirrors facing each other, I don't have a strong belief. Like if you put two mirrors against each other, I don't be like, that's a portal. I'm not that way with it. But if I see two mirrors facing each other, I'll go try to investigate it. Does that make sense?
Okay, so how would you investigate that?
Well, I probably would start with EVP, to be honest with you. That's where I would start. I would probably start with some EVP by myself in a room with those two mirrors, just to see what I would get.
Okay, now
that'll be my first move in that situation.
I feel like
that actually was. We were actually. It's funny that you. It's crazy you brought that up because in the Avenel house there is a room, and I'm gonna talk about it more on my next podcast with personal experiences. So I'm not gonna talk too much about what happened, but this was the first time something like this, I guess, defined happened. I was in the room by myself, and I was doing EVP, getting ready to start doing EVP, and the door handle starts just shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking and shaking, and the door started moving. And I was like, "Oh, somebody's trying to get in. The door's stuck." So I walked over to the door and pulled. Had to give it a good tug, and Rhonda, our other investigator, was way down the hallway. Now, in order for her to do that, she's got to be Superman or the Flash or something to get way down the hallway and shake that door handle. I was like maybe 4 feet from the door.
Mm-hmm.
It happened. So, when something like that happens, you look at it first for a minute. You're like, somebody trying to get in here? And then I was like, let me walk over here and open it for them. Obviously, they can't get in. I don't know what that was. I don't know why it happened, but it happened. That was the same room those two portals were in. So once I yelled down the hallway, I said, Rhonda, did you try to get in here? She's like, no. I was like, okay. So I shut the door back and I started my EVP at that time.
Oh, wow. And how'd that go?
I didn't get anything. I got nothing.
So the idea of two mirrors facing each other is I'm one that's one of the first things that I noticed in this house that we just recently investigated that he was talking about. There was not one, but there was two rooms with two mirrors directly across from each other. And what it does is it creates like a parallel plane, almost like an infinite object of something. So that's where the idea of a portal comes in. I 100% do believe in portals. I do. But I'm also one who organizes my house on feng shui. So things have to be a certain balance in a room. I would never face two mirrors across from each other. I wouldn't. And that doesn't, it doesn't even matter like how big the mirrors are.
Okay.
It just wouldn't be two mirrors. Something stuck, and then it's just running back and forth. It's like a mouse on a wheel.
All right. Well, you know
What's
what?
your take on that?
To be honest with you, never thought about it. I've never thought about it. Two mirrors across each other. Never thought about it, bro. Because it didn't make any sense to me. You know, I know people who don't even have mirrors in their house because of that. You know, but I'm like, well, you know what? It's just superstitious.
I was just about to say you crossed into a whole nother topic of superstition.
Yeah.
Is what it is. I mean, the two mirrors facing each other, you know, bad luck. Don't walk under a mirror or under a ladder. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. So yeah, that's a whole nother, that's exactly it. It's a superstition.
My biggest take on it is, do I think it is? It could be. If I see it, I'm going to try it and investigate it. If I don't get nothing like I did, then you move along.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna go tell somebody, hey, those two mirrors right there, that's a portal. Because that's a playing field for it. That's why we look bad as ghost and hunters and investigators, is because people who say 100% of things that they have no factual information on. Now, had I got an EVP in that room and it was real heavy, and I got a real heavy presence, and cat balls are flying across the room, and REM pods going off nonstop, chairs turning over, then I could be like, no, that's a portal. That's real. But that didn't happen, so I can't sit here and tell you, do I think it's real? Yeah, you can speak, Virgil. Go ahead.
What's on your mind, Virgil?
Well,
and thank you, Virgil. I appreciate it.
Well, answer any question you got. That's what we're here for. I like answering questions. I'm actually honored to be on this podcast, by the way.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Man, hey, you know what, guys? We talked about everything, but I got to get back to your city. I got to get back to your town. What is the name? I mean, what is the population of Lynchburg, Virginia?
Oh, you know what? The actual population. I am going to have to whip out.
Yeah, we got to Google that.
My handy dandy Google.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, he's giving me that look like you should know this.
Exactly. Now,
well, I knew that it, all right. So let me explain something about Lynchburg. So when I first moved here, I moved here in 2008. I have literally watched, and by the way, I'm going to stop for 1 second. In the chat, Chuck Whitby is actually one of our team members. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Chuck.
Chuck. The redheaded stepchild's in here.
He operates our thermal.
What's up, Big Chuck?
Yep, he also creates a baseline with our EMFs. So Chuck is our guy right there. But to go back to your question, when I first moved here, Lynchburg was the only place that had a Walmart that was within like driving distance of where I moved. So I've watched it, I want to say just in the past 5 years, almost double in size. I feel like there's not one single road that you can drive down without going, when did they put that apartment complex there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Where did that come from?
This town is full of apartment complexes.
They just keep popping up everywhere.
Are they
So
they're like this? Instead of like this, they're like this. Then they'll stack one up like this. Then they'll stack one up like that.
They're all sorts.
One around.
Townhouses, apartments, all over the place.
Now let's back it up. She moved here in 08. I've lived in the area between Bedford County and Lynchburg all my life, and this used to be like a one-horse town. Like there was nothing much here. When Walmart came here, everybody was excited.
He's so old, his school bus went through the creek.
My school bus did go through the creek when I was going to school. I'm from the country. What can I say? But yeah. So the population, Liberty University is like a big school here. It goes back to the Bible Belt, the church thing. I'm not a fan of Liberty personally. I probably shouldn't put that out there, and you can research why I'm not. But it's like a big church here that's pretty much runs the town, and they have brought so many people here. Like this town is actually overpopulated for the size.
Oh wow!
It is. So with that being said, according to Google, 2023 population of Lynchburg, Virginia is 79,285 with a growing rate of 0.17% annually.
Okay. So yeah, that's pretty. That's
where I'm from and where I grew up, that number is like not even anywhere near, because I grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. Well, Mesa, Arizona, rather, in the Phoenix metro area.
Yeah.
So, the 79,000 seems to those that are in a major city, they're going, that's nothing. Okay. But for here, it's crazy. A lot.
Well, in Cedar Park, I think Cedar Park holds maybe 36,000. And I've seen, and believe it or not, we got 36. It's probably about 50,000 because we got 4 high schools here. So it's a pretty big town.
Gotcha.
And with the growth of your town, does it take away from any, Sean, since you've been there the longest, does it take away from any of your urban legend mysteries that you guys have going on there? Do people talk about it more of your urban legend things that going over there, or is it slowly declining away?
As far as I think it's actually growing, because where I went to school, it's a school called Jefferson Forest here. And right down the road, there's a bridge called 666. And it's an urban legend about, you got to do all this stuff. And a woman hung herself. Civil War soldiers are seen there. There's all kind of urban legends revolving around that 666 bridge. Mustang wrecked his car there one night. And if you drive and blink your headlights and cut your car off, it'll chase you. So I used to not see anything on YouTube because I used to try to look up to see if anybody has tried any of this stuff. Because it's like a whole routine you got to do. You got to stop on the bridge, cut your car off. It's supposed to move. You're supposed to hear the girl scream. And then go to the next bridge on 666 and do this and do that. I can't even remember everything you're supposed to do. We did it in school, to have fun back in the day.
Right.
After football games. So, but there was nothing ever mentioned on YouTube for like the last however long YouTube I've been watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a bunch of people who started posting videos on that 666 bridge, investigating it. So with that lets me know that legend is still being passed down, and it's growing. More people are talking about it. And if you ride down there on a Friday and Saturday night, you see a bunch of kids hanging out there. You know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
They're all trying to see if that legend's real.
What about Beale's treasure?
Oh, yeah, there's a legend of a treasure in Bedford County, where I'm from. Bedford County is huge. Like, I don't know the population off the top of my head, but I know it's huge. It's big.
It's supposed to be 65 million.
65 million treasure that's buried somewhere in Bedford County that nobody's found. It's a big urban legend.
Well, hell, let's go look for it.
And then you got the ABC cemetery that's supposed to be here, where the guy was a cemetery attendant and he buried everybody in alphabetical order. And he changed his last name to Z. So when he died, he'd be buried at the end. We can't find that cemetery anywhere. We went to the location where it's supposed to be, and there's no cemetery there. It's just a dirt road.
Urban legend.
So these urban legends that are from around here are, I think they're growing actually with the population. You gotta think, I'm 38, so I told my daughter about 666 when she's a paranormal investigator now. When she turns 23, 24, or 30, whenever she has a family of her own, she's gonna tell her kids about it, and it's just gonna keep growing.
Now, have you guys investigated any of these urban legends over there?
Those were our first investigations. Was when she
Yeah.
when she and I first started talking. It was we were just friends. That's all we were. We needed somewhere to go hang out. Long story, but we needed somewhere to go hang out, and so I would take her to 666 and like, hey, we're gonna go ghost hunt. And again, that's where the camera and cell phone came from.
And prior to that, I had gone with a couple friends of mine, and we went through the sequence of 666. And what it is, and I'm going to get this completely backwards, is you stop on the first bridge, you roll your windows down, and you supposedly hear a woman scream. You're supposed to throw pennies over the bridge. So then you get to the second bridge, and you cut your car off and put it in neutral, and supposedly something will push your car across the bridge. Then you cross the third bridge like normal. There's a turnaround, and as you're coming back, a rambunctious vehicle behind you is erratically driving. Headlights are just flashing in your rear view, and it's supposed to get you. None of this ever happened to me. So, and to see Carrie's comment, Carrie is actually Chuck's wife. Wears many hats, but
I was about
most
to
of the
ask
time she's our camera again. Yep.
She's on our team as well. And just to address Virgil's comment, I don't want him to feel left out.
Virgil, there's lots of sexy ghosts, I think.
Yeah, if Marilyn Monroe had sex with you in your dream, it's pretty dope.
That's a pretty good dream.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
Ooh-wee. Now that's interesting. Virgil, that's the weirdest one I've seen yet, buddy.
I take it he's a frequent flyer.
Yeah, he is. He's from the UK. He jumped on when he was drunk one day. I don't know what the hell he was doing. He started talking. But yeah. All right. Hey, but you know what?
Thanks for tuning in, Virgil.
Yeah, appreciate it. Hey, Virgil, you're one of my favorite guests, man. You're always welcome, brother. But you know what, guys? It seems like I've had podcasts just about every state. I've talked to many paranormal investigators, and I asked all of them the same question about their urban legends and their communities. But the one thing that I've always noticed, dude, there's always a Goatman's Bridge.
So out here in Virginia, we've got Bunnyman's Bridge.
They're Frogman's Bridge. What is in there? There's another one, man. There are so many bridges that all this Goatman Bridge, Frog Bridge, man. It's got to be urban legend. Somebody put that out. If you ain't got no evidence, if you ain't never seen a frog, man, then it's a good chance you probably won't. You go down to Peru, they got all kind of weird shit going on down there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's but I can honestly tell you guys, we have an urban legend here that will, it's all bridge BS. Hey, you're right, Chuck, because I'm not gonna waste my time going to investigate a bridge. So Chuck, I'm with you on that. And you know what? Chuck is my favorite basketball player. Man. Anyway, yeah. So, but there's a urban legend that's true here out in South Texas. West Texas. Now, since your wife used to live in New Mexico, I think this urban legend have reached all the way to New Mexico,
Arizona,
which is the blackout children.
I haven't heard that one, but it was I went to high school in Arizona, so I don't think it quite made it over there.
Yeah, legend tells that the children Don't know where they're at. Truck drivers, if you guys seen them sleep on side the road, they got to get their rest. Well, in West Texas, these kids with hoods and with black eyes come knocking on their doors on the truck. And these truck drivers will get up, because first of all, it's kind of odd when you're in the middle of a desert and you get somebody knocking on your door. So they'll look down and they'll see this kid. Let me in, let me in. First thing I'm going to say, where in the hell is your parents?
Right.
Let me in, let me in. Man, and it's a good chance that the eyes, they'll look up in the truck and the eye is just as black. It scared the hell out of these truck drivers. Well-known, documented story. You guys can look this up. And the truck drivers will get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
West Texas is known for that. They don't know where these children come from. And it's just crazy. And you know what? And urban legend, every now and then, I can understand you hear a couple of people, saying something about a certain urban legend. But this case, when you got over 20,000 people that are mostly truck drivers, in some cases, they're actually going up and knocking on people's doors. And just so happened, people are putting up these damn new doorbell cameras, and they're able to catch them through that. So these kids will go up, ring the doorbell, look in the camera, hang around, then just walk right off. So it's just a lot of evidence out there that these kids are real, and not knowing. Nobody knows where they just pop up out of the blue. But I can honestly tell you, Sean, they pull that shit in the hood, you know what's gonna happen to them.
They better be ghosts. If not, they're gonna turn into one.
You pull that shit up in the hood, you know what's gonna happen to you. Let me see some kids knocking on my door. And ain't gonna be nothing nice, bro. I'm gonna jack your ass up. I'm gonna jack you up. And I might steal your hoodie from you. You never know. It depends on how I feel. If it's a nice color, oh yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Matter of fact, what size shoe y'all wearing?
Yeah, hey, man, you better not come around me wearing those brand. Hey, have you guys seen those new Michael Jordans? Let me catch one of them with the new Michael Jordans. I don't care what size they are. They're going to be on my feet. You know what I'm saying? They're going to definitely be on my feet. Hey, I the one thing I learned, because I grew up in the hood, certain urban legends that were in the hood, a lot of people don't know anything about. Or some of it, like Hollywood, like Candyman, or trying to bring it out.
Yeah.
But come on, man. In Chicago, Candyman would have got his ass whooped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can walk around with a hook all you want to, but check it out. All you're going to do is get one swipe, you're going to get bum rushed.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of urban legends out there that are false. But then again, there are some out there that has a lot of evidence that it could be true. You know what I'm saying? So I was hoping that they knock on my door. And I lived in the day, man, where grandma left her screen door open. We always slept with that door open.
Oh, yeah. She didn't cut the air conditioner on.
Yeah, because we didn't have air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do that today, but you can definitely do it back then. And I tell you walk in that house unannounced and we don't know who you are, you in for a long night.
Oh, yeah.
You are in for Virgil. Why are you talking about Tupac? All right, this guy here, man, he's talking about Tupac now. Well, we know he's a great guy. But anyway, hey guys, hour and 45 minutes on this podcast, man.
And it's been a blast.
Yeah, it's coming to the time where you guys get to ask me a question. So feel free to ask me anything you want, except for the glasses.
I was just I was just about to
I
ask.
have a question, paranormal.
Yes, ma'am. Please ask.
All right, and I asked all of our followers the same exact question. What is your ideal location to investigate? A cemetery, a hospital, a house, or a jail?
I would have to say none of the above.
Okay.
I would have to say a nursing home.
A nursing home.
Now, here's the question. Now, do you put a hospital and a nursing home in the same category, or would you consider it separate?
I would consider it separate because out here, they're separate.
Yeah. And our town is made up of nursing homes.
Yeah, we've got.
There's actually an abandoned nursing home here.
You better hit it up. Hit it up. And the reason why I can tell you a nursing home, because there are more deaths in nursing homes than there are in hospitals. Hospitals is where you go. Hospitals is where you go to get better. Okay. Nursing homes in some instances are where you go to prepare yourself for the afterlife. Depends on which one it is. You know what I'm saying? So nursing homes would got to be on my number one top list, because to be honest with you, in Texas, there's a nursing home on every corner.
That's how it is here.
On every corner. And there's a nursing home just around. I don't know if you guys have this, but when there's a big hospital, there is a recovery. You know, in case your knee blow out, you go there and you get
like a rehab center.
Rehab center, yes.
Yeah, like a rehab center. Okay, now if you're not making it in the rehab center, they're going to send you to like a hospice. Hospice is just like a nursing home.
Yeah.
Where they get you prepared and get you going, for what's about to come. And trust me, man, there are those on every corner here. Whenever you see a major hospital, you're bound to see those places. And we've actually, I think we've investigated 1, 2, 3 nursing homes and got some unbelievable evidence in all 3 of them.
Now, were these active nursing homes?
No, they were abandoned.
Abandoned?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Abandoned nursing homes. And we've got some great evidence. 4. And the last nursing home we were at, they had 4 levels. 4 levels with no air conditioning and no air conditioning, no lights, no nothing. So
was that a nursing home you were at in that video where you heard the bang on the door?
Oh, what did you see? Hey, I was about to. You ever seen Carl Lewis' room? What was that night?
He was gone.
I was ready to go. But, we debunked that. That was Big John playing around.
Yeah, I saw that video. See, I told you, I follow you.
Yeah, we got Big John scanning us. But, yeah, that is our focus. Our focus is not to go spend a lot of money on, like you're saying, guys, on these big places to go investigate. Because I don't see myself spending a lot of money to make this location better so more paranormal investigators can go in it. I'd rather go and be the first one to put my boots on the ground and say, hey, I was the first, NSPS TV Paranormal was the first team to ever step foot in that location. And that's what I thrill on, and that's basically what I focus on. If we get a residential, like we had one last week, if we get one, we get one. And if we don't, we don't. But those nursing homes, man, it's a lot of activity going on there. I can tell you, the one in Elgin, Texas, that was post World War II, dude, we were getting people that was speaking different languages. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. We had people that were talking about clothes. I know damn well you don't wear in the 20th in the 21st century. Now in the 19th century, I can see that. But anything, in this cemetery was post World War II. So some of the people that was coming in from Europe was getting put there, and they're just getting abandoned because the kids ain't got time for the elderly parents.
That's true, unfortunately.
And they just get left there. Their bills will get paid, but damn the bills, dude. I want to see my kids. I want to see my grandkids. So most of these people die of loneliness, heartbreak, because nobody's coming to visit them.
Yeah.
So next thing you know, once, let's say somebody like me, a paranormal team comes in and we got all these cool devices, of course they're going to want to tell their story. They're going to want to talk about what they did, and talk about their favorite clothes. Man, we've heard clothes, my white dress. Who wear white dresses these days?
Yeah.
Nobody I know. Who wear a certain pair of shoes? Sears don't even be in business to have shoes like that anymore, because I just don't think they can get shoes like that from anyway. It was just, yeah, man, cemeteries. I mean, definitely nursing homes are the place to be.
Yeah.
And I would urge you guys, if you guys have one in your town that you can get into, and just so luckily, the city of Elgin made this particular nursing home into an urban location where paranormal investigators can go in and investigate, or kids that like to draw graffiti or paint, they can go there and do that instead of doing it on the streets.
That was smart.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought that was pretty cool. Because Elgin, they don't want their graffiti all over their bridge. They'd rather have a location where the kids can go and do it.
Right.
And I respect that. You know what I'm saying? But, after that, I love it. Cemetery is a little bit different from Virginia than in South Texas. There's a lot of historic old slave cemeteries here. There's a lot of old historic Texas Revolution cemeteries here. I mean, there is a lot. Indian burial grounds. There's just a lot of things that you can investigate. Depends on what state that you want to go to.
Right.
So I'm telling you, they don't call us the #1 haunted state in the country for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You guys should really get down here and check the place out. You would not be disappointed. And I'm not saying
road trip.
And I'm not saying that because I'm really not from Texas, but I really come to understand this state and what they have to offer paranormal investigators. And don't get me wrong. Everybody have those states where you got to pay. You want to pay. But that's not me. Never have. I like to keep my $200 in my pocket.
Right.
Go buy me a 12-pack of Busch beer.
Hey, our team says they're game, so we may end up your way. I'll have to send you a message.
Hey, man, I'm always down. You guys come on. We'll show you a great time. Not only that, I know you guys are probably tired of that Virginia barbecue that they do over there. You come on, Texas, and we'll show you some great Southern barbecue.
All right, it's on.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Sean, you cook barbecue? Can you burn?
Believe it or not, I'm not a big barbecue guy.
What? Boy, you. Hey.
Now you throw Caribbean.
You froze up on me.
Over. If you throw Caribbean food in front of Sean, it's game over.
Caribbean food, man. The only thing you're gonna get Caribbean is Tex-Mex.
Well, you guys have a Del Taco out there, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was telling Sean about how back home there was 2 places that I missed: Jack in the Box and Del Taco.
They don't have a Jack in the Box in Virginia?
No, sir.
What
No
the?
Jack in the Box, no Del Taco.
Dude, ain't nothing like a good Jack in the Crack.
I introduced Sean to Jack in the Box in Tennessee.
Jack in the Crack is off the chain, especially those damn tacos.
You hungry in the middle of the night? Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box. Where else can you get a double burger and some curly fries and a drink for like $10? Yeah.
Yeah, she introduced me to that in Nashville.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. All right, guys. Hey, 156. Quick question. Sean, you got a bucket list?
A bucket list? I don't.
What?
I don't.
No.
I don't.
We are very, the reason why, now everybody has a bucket list typically, but the reason why we say we don't is because we legitimately, my kids are grown. And we're now at the point in our life where if we want to go do something, we're going to make it happen.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what.
Now, but I just added Texas to my bucket list.
There we go. Investigating in Texas.
That's right. Come on. Okay. The reason why I said, because like you say, everybody has a bucket list. If you guys had to choose a place anywhere in the world to investigate, where would it be?
Are we talking about like actual location or?
Yeah, actual location. If you guys wanted to investigate anywhere, where would you go?
I want to investigate in New Orleans. I've never been to Louisiana. I want to go to Louisiana. I want to dabble in the investigation like in voodoo country.
Is there any particular part in Louisiana you would like to go?
Probably New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay.
Or Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
Baton Rouge. Now, you do know the most haunted town in Louisiana is neither one of those.
I did not.
Have you guys ever been to? Have you ever been to a town called Franklin? Have you ever heard of Franklin?
I've never been to Louisiana ever.
Franklin, Louisiana, probably one of the most oldest towns in the state. There was a lot of death there, and they actually did a TV show on it called Haunted. What was it Haunted something? It was on the History Channel. It was called what was it?
Haunted Towns?
No, it was called Haunted something else. It was Haunted Louisiana or something, where they sent this team in to visit because the paranormal was so bad. The cops, the mayor, had to call in a paranormal team, and the team actually did a documentary on this town that they were in. And man, it was crazy, But yeah, Franklin is probably one of the most oldest, if not the oldest town in Louisiana. I could be wrong, but I know there's a lot of history there, a lot of deaths. The Civil War was there. It was crazy. A lot of slaves was there. A lot of people got ate by alligators back there in the swamps. It was just a lot of bad blood. A lot of negativity is there. And man, you see ghosts walking down the street. I mean, the mayor had to figure out, man, I got to do something, about this place. But you can't do.
I would like to do. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you guys froze for a minute there. What were you saying, sir?
I would like to go to do one of the presidents, either Thomas Jefferson or George Washington's house.
That would be interesting.
Both of them, Thomas Jefferson actually has a house about 10 minutes from this house that I'm sitting in right now. And he's also got another one about an hour and 15 minutes from where I'm at right now. And I've been to visit both of them. And George Washington has a house about 3 hours from where I'm at.
Well, hell, he need a house with all those damn kids they got. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of kids. They got a lot of ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that they didn't sneak, because both of them snuck.
Oh, yeah.
Into slave quarters.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know they got a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. All right, guys. Hey, tell the world how to get a hold of Hill City Paranormal from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Hill City Paranormal from Lynchburg, Virginia. The best way to reach us is via email. Hill City Ghosts, that is plural, Hill City Ghosts @gmail.com.
Hey,
you can also find us on Facebook and TikTok.
Hey,
you want my phone? We can give you our phone number. If you have a haunted location that you want us to investigate, give us a call. 434-420-8383.
You guys heard that, right? Say it one more time, my friend.
434-420-8383.
And when can they? Can they call any time of the night?
You can call anytime.
Well, because Shauna answer the phone.
Hey, I'm an insomniac. I'm up all night.
If my phone rings in the middle of the night, you will get one of us, either myself or Sean. Yes,
Sean. Hey, buddy. Just make sure that keep that phone on standby, okay? Because when you gotta go, you gotta go. When they tell you they need you, man, you gotta go. Hey, you gotta be up and down that pole within 15 minutes.
My gear's already ready to go.
All right, man. You know what, guys? It has been a pleasure talking with you guys, man.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes. Hey, guys, like the young lady said, man, if you guys want to get a hold of them, hey, the number is on the podcast. Or better yet, what I did was I just called them up and said, hey, would you like to come on the podcast? And they said, yeah, man. And they showed me a lot of love and support. And you know what? And with that, I do the same. So, hey, if you guys got any questions about this team, feel free to reach out to them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Sean, please tell me you're not a Cowboy fan, man.
I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan.
We're leaving.
I'm about to. If you would have told me that, I would have cut you off the minute we started.
You in Texas? How you not like the Cowboys?
How in the hell are you a Cowboy fan?
You in Texas? How do you not like the Cowboys?
I'm a Bronco fan, and the good thing about it, I know we suck. But the thing about you Cowboy fans is y'all suck, and y'all still think y'all the greatest team on the planet.
What country you live in?
What? Huh?
What country you living in right now?
I live in the United States of Texas.
Who's America's team?
The Denver Broncos.
Dallas Cowboys.
Nope.
Best team out of Texas is.
And you're like, what, 3 hours from Philly?
No. We're like 8-9 hours from Philly.
And you're not a Philly fan?
We're not 8 hours.
We're like 8 or 9 hours from Philly.
And you're not a Philly fan?
The closest team to us is the Deadskins.
The who? The Deadskins. Man.
It's not the Redskins anymore.
The
it's
Commandos.
The Commanders.
Oh, Commandos.
Hey, I'm so disappointed. Hey, how you married this guy? He's a Cowboy fan.
Because I'm a Cowboys fan too.
Oh, God, you hell, man. And you from Arizona?
I am.
I don't understand it.
I am. Football season in this house is very rowdy.
This is what it's at. Hey, Sean, this is what it's about.
Can we put a watermark on that?
Nope. And
I can send you some good star graphics to add to that sign.
Okay. And you know, I am a Duck fan also. I don't know, are you a college team?
Virginia Tech.
Now that's one we debate on.
So you
Because
go.
he's a Virginia Tech fan and I'm a University of Virginia fan.
Oh Lord. But hey, both of those teams are horrible, so I am not even gonna worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Ducks all day, baby. Ducks all day. But hey, guys, it has been a pleasure talking to you. You know what? Next time, I would love to get the whole team on the show so I can get the whole, the whole perspective of the team.
You know how to get in touch with us.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I will keep my number. Hey, keep my number in the phone, man. If you want to just reach out, just talk to me. You know, just conversate. Feel free. I will.
Thank you.
And if you're ever talking about a crazy team, my team is a bunch of weirdos.
Well, we want to meet them too.
Yeah, you guys will. Hey, I guarantee you will be laughing your butt off. Every time you ask a question, I'm pretty sure there's something weird that somebody's going to say. But yeah, I mean, whenever you guys are ready, let's set this up. I know you guys normally do Tuesday nights, right?
For ours, yeah. That's when it airs.
Okay, now do you guys stream live or you?
We record.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will eventually get into streaming live.
Well, why not? What's the problem?
We just started our podcast.
Well, you know what?
Brand new.
When I started my podcast, I automatically stream live.
Okay.
Automatically. That's where you get your viewers up, you get your followers up, everything will jump. Everything will jump. Hey, I went from 2 followers, now I got like 2.4K.
Okay.
So you got to get that up, man. And once you start broadcasting, like right now, you guys, we've been broadcasting in Tokyo, Japan for the last 2.5 hours. But it's midnight, or it might be morning over there now. Let's find out. Siri, what time is it in Tokyo, Japan?
It's 11:11 a.m. in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah, people are just waking up over there. And it's, 14-hour difference. They probably don't even know anything about the podcast that's going on now. Because it's Monday there, but it's Sunday here.
Right.
So, but they'll comment on it, and and hopefully they'll respond. But anyway, guys, hey, you enjoy the rest of your evening. Sean, go grab something to eat.
Yes, sir.
And get those Cowboys off. Man, just leave those Cowboys alone, bro, because
no, sir.
They only gonna disappoint y'all.
We do more than the Broncos do, though.
They're gonna disappoint y'all. Hey, you know what? Every time I talk to you, Sean, I'm gonna call you from here on out. I'm gonna call you every way. And
you and my grandma.
Hey, I'm gonna FaceTime you with that. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna
text you. I'm gonna text you his number now.
Hey, I'm gonna pull a Stephen A. Smith.
So actually reach out directly.
Don't call me, so I can rub our victories in your face.
Yeah, right. Hey, y'all be lucky to win 5 games this year. Hell, y'all lost yesterday. Didn't y'all lose yesterday?
I have not. I'm ashamed to say this. I have not tuned into a preseason game.
Well, you better, because
what had happened was we got a new TV yesterday. So the whole time yesterday, we were trying to put this big ass TV up.
The TV ain't got nothing to do with them losing.
So we just need to see them winning a little bit more clear.
Hey, but you know what? I can't wait to pull up Stephen A. Smith on y'all. I'm going to come with my cowboy hat on, my cigar in my mouth, and I'm going to say, how about them Cowboys?
You smoke cigars?
No, but I will for y'all. And you know what? My background, every time y'all lose, I'm going to put a background with the Cowboys, and I'm gonna put that song, "The Greatest Team." We're the greatest team. It's I guess it's that song that the Houston Oilers used to say, but now I'm gonna make sure the Cowboys use it. So hey, y'all in for it now? Cause I'm gonna heckle the hell out of y'all every time they lose. Might as well
bring it on.
Might as well just call me just call me Stephen A. Smith. Hey, when you put my name down in your phone, just put Stephen A. Smith. Because that's what I am. That's exactly what I'm gonna be like, just like Stephen A. Smith with you guys. Hey, but anyway, hey, I'm gonna let you guys get out of here, man. You guys, I appreciate you coming on the show.
That's been fun. Thank you so much.
Yes, and let's do this.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you
again. Okay. Hey.
We will.
Yes, sir. Hey, this is Terry with NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast, coming live at you from Cedar Park, Texas. Hey, let's do this again, man. In the meantime, peace. You guys enjoy your rest of your night now.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.